None faces up to 30 years in prison for protesting that nuclear weapons facility. Vertical line World News Vertical line TheGuardian.com. Turn autoplay off. Turn autoplay on. Please activate cookies in order to turn autoplay off. Jump to content S. Jump to comments C. Jump to site navigation 0. Jump to search for. Terms and conditions 8. Edition, UK US though. Your activity. Email subscriptions. Account details. Linked services. Profile mobile. About us. About us. Australia team. Contact us. FAQs. Press office. Jobs. Terms of service. Privacy policy. Advertising guide. Guardian Weekly. Subscribe. How to subscribe. Guardian Weekly. Email services. Evany. Android. .gsc Control CSE width 25 rem exclamation point important padding 0 float right input.gsc search button background color number sign PDDDD border color number sign PDDDD input.gsc search button hover background color number 999 border color number 999 news world sport comment culture business, environment, science, travel, technology, life and style, data, TV, video, news, world news, United States. None faces up to 30 years in prison for protesting that nuclear weapons facility. District judge denies appeal of Sister Megan Rice, 83, and 2 other activists, citing their intent to disarm Oak Ridge. Share. Tweet this. Email. Karen McVeigh. TheGuardian.com. Saturday, October 5, 2013 01.57 AST. Jump to comments. Sister Megan Rice before the start of her trial in Knoxville, Tennessee, last May. Photograph, J. Mile Carey/AP. An octogenarian Roman Catholic nun, jailed for breaking into a nuclear weapons facility in Tennessee, is facing up to 30 years in prison after losing her plea for the most serious charge to be dropped. Sister Megan Rice, 83, and 2 fellow peace activists staged a non-violent protest to symbolically disarm the Oak Ridge Y-12 nuclear weapons facility, home to the nation's main supply of highly enriched uranium, in July. They were initially charged with trespassing, a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in prison, but felony charges quickly followed. They were eventually convicted of interfering with national security and damage to federal property. This week, a judge denied a motion to acquit them of interfering with national security under the sabotage section of the U.S. Criminal Code, which carries the harshest prison sentence of up to 20 years. Rice and her 2 fellow activists, Greg Borjobeid, 57, a carpenter, and Michael Wally, 68, a veteran, now face up to 30 years in prison, although the ruling by District Judge Hamilton Park, in the Eastern District of Tennessee, suggests their sentences will be more lenient than the maximum allowed. The 3 described themselves as transformed now plowshares, a reference to a passage in the Bible, Isaiah 2:4, which states, "They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." They are currently in the Irwin County Detention Center, Georgia, awaiting their sentence. In his ruling denying the so-called Rule 29 motion, Thapar writes, the defendants are entitled to their views regarding the morality of nuclear weapons. But the defendants' sincerely held moral beliefs are not a get-out-of-jail-free card that they can deploy to escape criminal liability. Bill Quigley, a law professor at Loyola University New Orleans who works pro bono for the 3, said everybody is disappointed by the decision. "We believe really strongly that they did not do anything that could be constituted as sabotage or violating the national security of the U.S. The prosecution admits that national security was not damaged. Their theory is that even though it wasn't damaged, the protesters intended to. However, he said he took heart from the judge's acknowledgement that the non-violent nature of the protesters and their characters would be taken into consideration at sentencing. The New York Times described the break-in as the biggest security breach in the nation's atomic history. The protesters argue that while they entered the plant with the intention of causing some symbolic damage, including painting slogans on buildings, their non-violent behavior and